Welcome back to English Practice with Monica. I'm really happy you're here today. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to learn English so quickly, while others spend years studying and still don't feel confident speaking? Maybe you've asked yourself that question before. You hear someone having a natural conversation in English and think, how did they become so fluent? What are they doing differently? The answer might surprise you. Most people believe that learning English faster means studying harder. They buy grammar books, memorize long vocabulary lists, watch endless videos, and spend hours taking notes. They feel productive because they're always studying. But when it's time to speak, they hesitate. Why? Because learning about English is not the same as learning English. Language isn't just information, it's a skill, and every skill develops through practice and experience. Think about learning to swim. You could read every book about swimming and watch hundreds of videos, but if you never get into the water, you'll never become a swimmer. English works the same way. You don't become fluent by collecting information. You become fluent by using the language until it becomes familiar. Your brain doesn't enjoy isolated information. It loves connections. If I ask you to memorize the word chair, you'll probably forget it. But if you imagine a family sitting around a dinner table, laughing together while someone pulls out a chair, suddenly that word has meaning. That's how our brains learn. Children don't begin with grammar rules. They experience language every day. They hear words in real situations, connect them with actions and emotions, and slowly build thousands of natural connections. As adults, we often forget that. We believe learning must be difficult. We think progress only happens when we're studying grammar. But sometimes the fastest way to improve is much simpler. Instead of asking yourself, how many words can I memorize today? Ask yourself, how much real English can I experience today? Imagine listening to English while making breakfast, walking outside, driving, or exercising. You don't have to understand every word. Your brain is still learning. It's recognizing patterns. It's becoming familiar with the rhythm of English. And little by little, expressions that once sounded impossible begin to sound natural. Many learners also believe that fluency happens overnight. It doesn't. Progress is usually invisible. It's like watching a plant grow. Day by day, it seems the same. But after a few months, the difference is obvious. Every conversation you hear, every podcast you listen to, every movie you watch adds another small piece to the puzzle. One day, you'll suddenly realize you understood a sentence without translating it. That's not luck. That's your brain connecting thousands of experiences. Now, let's talk about another challenge. Almost every English learner understands slow English, but struggles when native speakers talk naturally. Why? Because native speakers don't think about grammar when they speak. They don't build sentences one rule at a time. They simply communicate. Your brain does exactly the same thing in your own language. Fluency isn't about memorizing more grammar. It's about recognizing patterns automatically. For example, you hear, I don't know. Then, I don't think so. I don't remember. I don't understand. After hearing those expressions many times, your brain notices a pattern. You begin recognizing the expression instead of translating every word. That's how fluency develops. The same happens with expressions like, I'm going to work, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to call my friend. Eventually, you stop translating. You simply understand. Another important habit is becoming comfortable with uncertainty. Many learners think they must understand every single word. But even native speakers don't hear every word perfectly. Sometimes people speak too fast. Sometimes there's background noise. Sometimes they miss a word. They simply focus on the main idea. You should do the same. Instead of asking, what does every word mean? Ask, what is this person trying to say? That simple change removes pressure and helps your brain understand much more. Repetition is also incredibly powerful. Listening to the same podcast 2 or 3 times is not boring. The first time, you understand the general idea. The second time, you notice new expressions. The third time, you begin recognizing pronunciation and rhythm. Each repetition strengthens your understanding. Here's another question. Instead of asking, how much English did I study today? Ask, how much English was part of my life today? Those are very different questions. Maybe you listen to a podcast while making breakfast. Maybe you watched a short video before bed. Maybe you changed your phone to English. Maybe you thought about tomorrow in simple English. Those small moments create immersion. And immersion changes everything. English slowly stops feeling like a school subject and starts becoming part of your everyday life. Finally, let's answer one last question. What really makes someone successful? It's not talent. It's not a perfect memory. It's consistency. The people who become fluent are usually the people who refuse to quit. Small improvements create big results. One conversation won't make you fluent. One podcast won't change your life, but hundreds of conversations will. Hundreds of podcasts will. Thousands of small moments of practice will. One day you'll notice that you're understanding more. You're translating less. You're speaking with greater confidence. That's because fluency is familiarity. The more familiar English becomes, the easier it feels. So don't compare yourself to someone who's been learning for years. Compare yourself to the person you were last month. Celebrate every small victory, every sentence you understand, every conversation you finish, every mistake you make. Because mistakes aren't signs of failure. They're signs that you're learning. So here's my challenge for you. Don't try to study English for hours every day. Instead, make English part of your daily life. Listen while you walk. Watch videos about topics you enjoy. Read something short before bed. Think in English for a few minutes each day. Those simple habits will take you much further than endless hours of memorization. Remember, learning English isn't a race. It's a journey. Keep listening. Keep practicing. Keep being curious. Trust the process. Your brain was designed to learn languages. And one day, You'll realize that the conversations that once seemed impossible now feel completely natural. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode.